Today, I'm talking with Leanor Johannaberg. She's a high-performance business coach, a Procter Gallagher certified consultant, and brings over 20 years of senior leadership experience across Europe and the US. She works with CEOs, leaders, and founders who have hit the ceiling they cannot see themselves. What we're talking about today is something most people avoid putting into words, which is what it actually costs to not invest in yourself and what it costs not to have a mentor. So welcome very much, Leanor.
Thank you very much.
So, Lorna, let's start with the big question. Like, what is the real price of not investing in yourself?
So, yeah, most people actually think that it is a cost. It's money, and money could be saved and used for something else. But to be honest, it's an investment in yourself and in your own development. So if you start seeing it as an investment rather than a cost, this is where the first most important shift is. You have to see it as an investment, because if you only see it as a cost, it will also appear as a cost in your life. But if you invest in yourself, which in my opinion is the best investment ever, you will always get your money back when you're investing in yourself. It's there are no guarantees for that in shares or property, but when you invest in yourself and a mentor, you will expand yourself, your life, and your mindset, basically, which is the part that I work with.
Ah, that's wonderful. And I mean, when do you get to a point, when you get to a point where you want to invest in yourself, I guess a lot of people would have felt stuck, but they can't quite put a finger on why. So what are they actually paying for that standstill, even if they cannot see it?
So most people get stuck at a certain point where they can't earn more, they can't get more, they don't see opportunities. And that's basically because the results that they have in their life is run by their current identity, the current programming in the mindset. And if you have to expand from there, no matter if you're talking professional or personal, you have to upgrade your mindset. You have to expand your mindset. And this is where most people get stuck, because you have everyone, I do, you do, have limiting beliefs running in our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is a very, very strong muscle. It runs 95% of our actions, which basically give us the results that we see in our lives. So you have to figure out how to find the limiting beliefs that's running you, and then delete them and put in some new beliefs. And basically, speaking about beliefs, it's all about believing that you can expand, you can earn more money, you can get to the next level. But as long as you have those limiting beliefs, you can't. So you have to identify them and remove them from your subconscious mind.
Yeah, because Laura, you already work with leaders that are, objectively speaking, fairly successful already. So how come that they still find themselves stuck?
Many of the leaders that I work with, yes, they are successful and they have built a business. Um, but at some point, they reach that ceiling, or they become like a bottleneck in their own business. And this is because they have put themselves in a situation where they handle everything themselves, because this is how they built the first layer of the business. This is how they got to where they are right now. But when you get to a certain point, you can't scale your business anymore if you're still in the center of your own business, if you're still working in your business instead of working on your business. So you have to put yourself in a position where you actually are developing your business instead of running it, instead of being operative. You have to you have to do the identity shift from being, like an operational part of your business, to being the one who is developing the business, thinking all the right thoughts, making the right strategies, seeing all the opportunities. And you can't do that if you are stuck in operation mode. So we have to shift the identity from being the person doing everything themselves to being the person that will delegate and expand the business, expand the mindset around how to run a business.
And I suppose this is what you're really excellent at helping people with. And can you explain to us, Luna, like what is the difference between investing in a course and having a mentor?
So investing in a course can be a good thing, but um, investing in a mentor will give you so much more and a very faster track to your results because you will have some kind of accountability. And also, you really need a perspective on how your life is seen from the outside. Many of the leaders that I work with have uh, various limiting beliefs. And some of those limiting beliefs, you don't know. You don't know what they are. You may don't know that you have a limiting belief that you've had since you were a kid. It could be like, to be successful, you have to work really, really hard. That's not true. But if it's what you have been growing up thinking, it might be a limiting belief that's still in your mindset. So I can see that, but often the leaders can't see it themselves. But because I have perspective and because I'm outside of them, I can see what's probably the most limiting beliefs. And there are a lot of limiting beliefs, but this is just an example. So first thing is to identify it. And when I tell a leader, I think you have a limiting belief around this, and first they most of the times they say, you think so? And I say, I know so. And then we work from there and then go backwards and unfold that and remove it.
So you offer mentorships to others, but do you have a mentor yourself?
Always, always. I would never go through life without a mentor. This is also what I offer others. It would be like a scam if I wouldn't take my own medicine. I would always rely on a mentor in my life. I need to grow as well, and I know how important a mentor is for that growth.
And so, what happens to people who never receive feedback from the outside? People who don't, who's never reflected by someone who sees them clearly or more clearly than they see themselves?
So the way you see yourself actually is also how the world see you, how others see you. So if you see yourself as not successful, this is how other people will see you as well. So engaging with a mentor or some outside feedback, someone tell you that you can do this, you just have to do this and that, you just have to think like this. And it all starts within yourself. And there are a lot of people still not knowing how powerful the subconscious mind is. And we most people know that we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind, but there's a lot of people who do not know how to engage with the subconscious mind. And they use the conscious mind to think what they used to think, what they thought yesterday and the day before that. They think that today and tomorrow as well. But what I really encourage people to do that I work with is to change how you think. You can't change the subconscious mind directly, but you can use your conscious mind to put new programming in the subconscious mind. And people thinking, I'm not successful, I can't earn money. If they keep thinking like that, this is what they will get in life. But you actually have the ability to change that thinking. It can be like if I say to people, you need to think that you're successful. You don't have to believe it in the beginning, but just tell yourself that you're successful. And after a while, your subconscious mind will actually believe this is true. And then you start acting like you're successful. But it starts with using your conscious mind to change those limiting thoughts.
Now, that's a good answer, Lorna. I like that. And it makes me very curious. Is there a type of leader or founder who particularly resists the idea of having a mentor? Um, and and what would that cost them then?
So, of course, I speak with leaders that think it's a cost and they can use those money for something else. Um, and mostly it is also leaders that tend to give up, maybe even give up in the business, because it becomes too hard. They keep thinking, I can't take this any further. I can't expand my business. And they keep thinking all those limiting beliefs. And if they cannot unlock that themselves and realize that they cannot unlock that themselves, maybe they will go see a mentor like me, knowing that it's unlockable. But there are some people who doesn't take that step, and they don't, seek mentorship. And when I speak with potential clients, some of them don't even know that a mentor could help. So it's like, wow, is that true? And then I start working with them, and they look back and said, well, someone should have told me that long ago, because you don't know what you don't know, right? So if you know this is the solution, but you don't know where to look for it, I'll just say that everyone, including myself, including my mentor has a mentor as well. I would never choose a mentor without a mentor.
And that's wonderful, Lorna. And then I guess that begs the question, like, well, what is the first sign that someone is ready to take the next step? Not just professionally, but like inside out.
So many of the leaders I work with, they have tried strategy, they have tried to hire new salespeople, new team people. They have tried to upgrade the marketing. They have tried several things, but things that are outside themselves. And when they are still stuck after that, luckily, a lot of people realize that there's something else we need to change. And then when I speak with them and I tell them that, yes, what's need to change, what's need to upgrade is inside of you. It's the way you think, it's your mindset. So the first thing is to realize that everything outside of you is not the answer to growth. You have to start inside of yourself.
And so if you had one thing to say to a leader listening right now, but somebody who's on the fence about whether this is worth it or not, what would you tell them?
So I think I would point out one limiting belief that they have already, and ask them if they can, if that's true, and if they hesitate, I know it's true. And then I will just, because we all do have limiting beliefs, and then I'll just go from there and tell them that that belief can be replaced, like a positive and a good belief that you can actually grow your business, grow personally, or whatever this is. But what I would say always to start with is, what's your thoughts? Be really, really, really critical about what you think. Everyone has negative thoughts once in a while. And if you don't know how to remove those and replace them, you'll keep adding negative thoughts upon negative thoughts, and then your life will expand in a negative way, with trouble coming outside, um, opportunities that you don't see, and everything will just add on to the negative side. But if you are very conscious about how you think, and you replace all negative thoughts immediately with a opposite positive thought, things will change. So this is where I tell people to start. What's your thoughts?
And Lorna, finally, like where could people find you? What would be the right next step for someone who wants to work with you?
So find me on LinkedIn. My name is pretty common, so it could be hard to find me. But my company is called Go Figure. So on my website, gofigure.dk, you can find me, and you can find more information about what I do.
Thank you so much, Lorna. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.